Alright guys, so remember last week when we talked about data and data collection? So there are two different ways that we can classify our data. There's quantitative and then there's qualitative. Can you say quantitative?
Quantitative.
And qualitative.
Qualitative.
Alright, good job. So with qualitative, let's start with qualitative first. Make sure you guys write this down. Qualitative is when we use our senses to describe data. For example, so Miranda Kay, can you tell me the 5 senses?
Sight, smell, taste, hear, and touch.
Right. So those are our 5 senses. So when we use qualitative data, we're going to use our 5 senses to describe the object or our observations. Alright, so for example, if I have these markers in my hand, give me some qualitative observations, Kayla, about these markers.
Okay, so I see with my sight that they are different colors.
Right, okay, give me one more.
And I can touch and feel like they are cold.
They're cold, and what else are they? Miranda Kay, if you feel it, what else do they feel like to you?
They're really smooth.
Smooth.
And hard.
And hard, right. So, these markers are colorful, they're hard, they're cold, and they're smooth. Great. So, let's talk about quantitative. Quantitative is when you use different tools to measure your observations. So, this has anything to do with any type of measurements and anything with numbers. Now, when we deal with measurements, there are 2 things that we have to have. You have to have the number, and what's the thing that we said that follows after numbers?
The unit.
The units. Good job, Miranda Kay. So, if we're talking about quantitative and we're using our measurements, Miranda Kay, tell me how you would observe quantitatively the number of the coins in the box.
I could count each one and call out 1 penny. So
right.
1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies, and I could do all that until
good job.
All the pennies.
Right. Kayla, what's another way that you can quantitatively describe these pennies?
I could say it's a few or a lot.
Right. So what other tools can you use to measure things about this penny? So we know how many pennies there are, but what else can we do?
We can weigh the pennies.
We can weigh the pennies, right. So if we used this scale and we weighed the pennies, right? And so this scale, what do we say when we use scales like this? What's the units?
Ounces?
Grams. Grams. Good job. Grams. Alright, so we can weigh it, we can count it. What's another quantitative way that we can describe something?
Area?
Yeah. We can also use
a ruler.
A ruler.
How long it is.
To see how long it is, how tall something is. Right. So, for a quick review, Miranda Kay, qualitative observations.
Qualitative, you use your senses, so sight, sound, smell, taste, or touch.
Good job.
To describe.
Right. And Kayla, quantitative?
And quantitative, we use numbers so we can measure length, weigh it,
great,
or count it.
Good job. Alright, so for our next activity, qualitative, touch, taste, see. Quantitative, 1, 2, 3. Qualitative, listen, smell. Quantitative, measure, well. Qualitative, touch, taste, see. Quantitative, 1, 2, 3. Qualitative, listen, smell. Quantitative, measure, well.